Hi, welcome, Michelle. We were kind of just chuckling because behind the scenes, you have your whole Microsoft cheerleading squad making funny faces and threatening to throw tomatoes. So it's gonna be, you can already tell the energy is high here at GreenBiz. But yes, again, I am joined by Michelle Lancaster at Microsoft. Michelle, would you care to introduce yourself and tell our lovely audience a little bit more about what you do at Microsoft?
Yeah, I'd love to. So a little technology startup called Microsoft.
Tiny.
We are really focused on right now how do we translate our sustainability experience into technology for other folks, and that's what I get to do every day. I run our go to market, and my only job is to think about how we take the intersection of data, AI, and sustainability, and take them to make everybody accelerate their progress, which we all need.
Yeah, and you mentioned progress. And as companies are moving from that pledges to progress phase, we're also faced with the rapid evolving of regulatory requirements. What are the issues, challenges, opportunities here? How is that affecting Microsoft? And how do you see customers preparing for those ESG regulations?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting how fast we went from voluntary regulations to, as I call them, capital R reporting regulations. These are things that carry financial penalties along with them. So, what we're seeing in Europe with CSRD, as well as in the US with SEC and some of the California regulations, we're really seeing customers who have long been tracking their progress on things like Excel sheets, which we love, but they're really looking for a new round of rigor, a new round of quality, really like audit readiness. And so if you think about how companies prepare for their 10K or their financial filings, they're not living and breathing off of, a year old data on an Excel sheet. They're really looking for more sophisticated systems. And that's what we're seeing for our customers. They're really looking for pathways to make reporting a little bit easier. And one of the big things that we've seen is that people are really looking for reporting solutions, but it's not too long before you get into a reporting solution that you realize it's really hard to do reporting without data. And that's obviously where Microsoft comes in.
Absolutely. And Microsoft is doing more than just reporting. I mean, you guys have internal initiatives going on. You mentioned in a recent interview with Insight Success that you feel that sustainability is a part of everyone's job at Microsoft. So, what do those internal initiatives look like? I know you have a green team at Microsoft going 10,000 strong, plus 10,000 plus strong, as well as other, of course, water positive initiatives and things like that. Share a little bit more about that if you could.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're really lucky to have been at a company that has been taking this work seriously for a long time. So we started out with a carbon neutral commitment in 2012, and we've grown up from that to become a carbon negative, water positive, and zero waste company by 2030. We have had to make that part of everybody's job. And so, yes, we've got a volunteer organization. We've also really started to think about what does it take to drive that cultural shift? Because reaching those kinds of commitments at a company like Microsoft or any size company can't just be the job of the CSO and the 10 people that work in the sustainability office. You have to change business practices. That means you have to change hearts and minds. So, like, we're in a little bit of a change management business, I think, all the time. And as we've gone through that work across the board, we found two things that are really the key. The first is that you've got to understand what problem you're solving. And once you've defined the problem, then everybody can find their intersection in that. And the second bit of that is how do you actually provide the data to match up against that? So we've really been looking at, from those early days of I want to support by managing zero waste or talk about solar panels. All those things are very important. The community is led on that work. They've started to say, I'm an engineer. How can I bring this into my work? And that's how we started the Green Software Foundation. They said, I run dining facilities, and that's how we're running our composting initiatives. And so we've really been able to tie those corporate commitments to what unique role everyone can play in their job. And with that, we started to see some really interesting metrics and we started to grow out.
Yeah, and to tap into that a little bit more, what are some of the examples of those initiatives that some of the employees or departments have spearheaded?
One of my favorite ones is some work that a team did initially around a hackathon project, which was
Yeah.
to do something that you think maybe we should have been doing a long time ago. Was really understanding what is the sustainability imprint of a piece of code, so we can understand it at the data center level and in initiatives. But what's efficient code look like? What does green software look like? And so we had a team that really sat down and said, we think we can measure the energy emissions associated with this. If we can do that, can we then provide proactive guidance to our engineers so they're thinking about building the most secure code, the most private code, and then also the most sustainable code? And the beautiful thing about that work is that none of those people had sustainability in their title. They were all engineers. It
Yeah.
was something they felt passionately about. And now we have a foundation, and it's part of what we call our well architected framework which we use for all of our customers now.
Yeah, I love that idea of playing to people's strengths in the name of sustainability. Wonderful. And with that being said, I mean, what's on the horizon for Microsoft? What are we looking forward to at the conference and beyond?
We are incredibly excited to be here in GreenBiz in mass, as you noted. They're probably all around us.
Waiting for the tomatoes.
Exactly. But as a lead sponsor, GreenBiz has always been the place to have the important conversations with the people who are leading the charge. And so we're really excited to be back with our ability to show some demos of what we're doing. I'm super excited to be back this year because tomorrow, on February 14th, our Valentine's Day present for everybody is that we've got new capabilities coming to the products that we have. So
Cool.
I can't tell too much more about that. But if you tap over to the Microsoft page, there is an aka.ms/sustainability digital event. You can get registered. And even if you don't get registered, you can check out what's happening. But big stuff coming in data and AI tomorrow.
We love that news just in time for the holiday. And thank you so much, Michelle, for being here. We really appreciate Microsoft's role in GreenBiz and also your role at Microsoft. We're so excited to continue the conversation beyond Livestream Hub and to have you here.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.